Hi everybody, 17 weeks pregnant. Yay, I'm excited. Um, I will start off by letting you know the events of this week. They were huge. Okay, so when we moved into this place, the stove was very old. Like it's a minimum of 30 years. I knew that it needed to be replaced soon, but then all of a sudden I started getting shocked when I was cooking dinner and if I was using like a metal spoon in the pot. So I'm just thinking if I need to go up. So anyways, at first I was like, oh, well, total baby brain moment. I was like, oh, well, maybe it's like when you use a knife in a toaster, you get buzzed. Like, I know, it's so stupid. Like, I know better. But I was like, I'm sure I used metal spoons in my other stove and I never got shocked. But I just kind of let it go. Well, anyways, it happened a couple more times. And the last time it happened, it actually conducted to my other hand. Like I went to reach for the metal spoon and a lid on the other pot at the same time. It went bzz, bzz. I'm like, okay, this is not normal. And my left hand was actually like not totally numb, but partially numb for hours after cooking supper that day. So I'm like, okay, Mike, you need to call your mom. Like they're the people who own the home. So he talked to his mom and she's like, okay, well, I'll order you a new stove. So she found his new stove and then she's like, okay, it can't be delivered till the 23rd. I'm like, that's fine. I'll just use like plastic spoons and stuff in the pots. Until then, she's like, but I'm going to send an electrician out just to make sure that it's not like the wiring in the house. So she sent an electrician out and thank goodness he first just checked out the stove and sure enough, that's what it was. But so the elements, they're not supposed to let electricity out. And these elements, one was up to 50 volts of electricity. And the average, I think, was the other two were 30 something. And one of them was like 10 or 15. And it should be zero. And at first, so they should be zero. So at first he thought, oh, maybe it's just old elements. But then he moved them around and got the same readings in the same location with different elements. So you want to say hi? It was the stove. It's the wiring in the stove. And he's like, if I had a pregnant wife, there is no way she'd be allowed to use this stove at all. You need a new stove today. I called my mother-in-law and I said, good news and bad news. Good news is it's not the house. Bad news is I can't use the stove anymore. So the 23rd is no good. So thank God she found one. And we got it delivered like 3 days later. So for 3 days we had no stove. So anyways, we got a new stove now. Yay! And we can cook again. And I'm not going to electrocute myself. And, after he told me about all the volts that were going through the elements, I started to get concerned. I'm like, okay, it went through my body. Like, did it hurt the baby? But I've been feeling it move a lot. So I'm like, okay, thank goodness that nothing happened. Because all of a sudden I started getting really paranoid about that. And with that note, with moving a lot, last night was fantastic. I laid on my back. I'm like, I wonder if I lay on my back, I can feel the baby move more. And, because eventually that's, later on, you really feel the move when you lay on your back. So sure enough, I did. And the baby moved. Oh, my word. It moved around. I felt all its little movements for probably 10 or 15 minutes. It was wonderful. I got so excited. I love this stage. And on other news, I stopped taking my nighttime pill for my nausea. So I'm on one pill a day, and I definitely noticed going off of it, but it's livable. It's not unbearable. So I think I have maybe a few more weeks now if I only take one pill a day, or 2 weeks. So I'm off of that, or down to one a day. I'm happy because I'm starting to get a little more energy back, and I think a part of it is going down to one pill a day, because with Declectin, not only do you have your normal pregnancy fatigue, which most of us do get, it on top of it makes you drowsy. Like that's one of the warning, you may not be able to drive when you take this. And I'm trying to think what else. Oh, I think I have officially gained 3 pounds now. This week again. I don't know if it's my scale or just my body, but like one day it was like up 4 pounds, and the next day I was only up 2. And the last 2 days I've been up 3 pounds. So I think I'll just go with that I've gained 3 pounds. and I'm happy about that. If I've started now into the part of pregnancy where you gain a pound a week, then if I make it to 37 weeks, that's 20 more pounds. So I'll be 24, 25. I gained 25 pounds with both boys, even though with Phoenix, I was like pregnant 4 weeks longer. So that would put me in my kind of normal range. I aim for 1 pound a week, but sometimes I don't gain anything. And then like the next week or two, I gain like 3 pounds. If this is going to be like the other ones, I kind of grow and then I kind of stop and then I grow and then I stop. So we'll see. But I'm wearing a tight shirt for you today so you can see the belly in its entirety. So I'll show it to you now. All right. Sometimes I find that I look smaller on the computer than I think I look like in a mirror. So I thought I'm going to put a real tight shirt on today. And here, cover that. So it's still very bottom round, not very much top, but I think I have grown a lot this week. And this is first thing in the morning. I have eaten breakfast, but as you can imagine, nighttime, that's a good sized belly. I'm getting very, very round on the bottom here. No line yet. I didn't get the line with Phoenix at all, and with Zayden, very faint. Nothing like that yet. And then you can see that line is getting bigger. I always think this is funny. I've always had this where it's growing here, but not the top, so you get that little dent. So, yeah. So there we are. That's my 17-week update. Talk to you guys next week. Bye.